Forever Youth Pastor, episode 11. I'm actually deeply proud of myself for making it to episode 11, so let's roll. A quote to start this episode, Morgan Housel. He wrote the book Psychology of Money. And by the way, if you have not read the book Psychology of Money, really, really good idea. Here's his quote. He said, "The people who do the best are not the geniuses. It's the people who are ordinary for a very long period of time." The people who do the best are not the geniuses. It's the people who are ordinary for a very long period of time. That is the essence of this entire podcast. Just give it time, give it compounding. You just keep doing those little efforts every day to keep growing in your life, in your marriage, in your relationships, in your faith in Jesus. That's good. But it's like low and slow is what I find. And so I decided to put this whole concept of like the power of compounding to test, like in my actual life for like the last 170 days. And so I asked myself a few questions. Like, first of all, like if compounding is real, and I believe that it is, and it's like if you make these little efforts every day over a long period of time, you're just going to get exponential results. You're just going to grow. And I believe this, and I've actually applied this with like, whether I did it even consciously or not, I've been doing this my whole life and just like strategically figuring out, okay, how can I grow? What does that look like? And just do that regularly over over a lot of time and just see the growth that happens. And I think whatever version of Jeremy I am today, it is because of that journey, that growth, that compounding. And so I decided to take like a very practical example and I say like, hey, what is something I fear? Like I also have this deep belief that like growth happens when you face your fears, when you actually put yourself in a situation where you can fail. That is actually like ground that is ripe for transformation. It is on that ground that you get your best growth. And so I decided it's like, what is something that I'm really fearful of? What is something that to this point in my life, I just wouldn't do? Like I want to do. I find that it could be like this fun adventure, but I am afraid to do it. And so I decided to make 1,000 videos in 1,000 days and post them on the 3 major social media networks. See, I'm really good at this. This is a place that I really thrive and find great comfort in. No, it's a place that I totally feared. It's a place that I actually don't even necessarily believe in that much in the sense of like, I do not find myself that there's great value in just flipping and going from thing to thing. That has been something that I've just never really been interested in. And I've never had this great drive to be this presence on social media. But then there's this thing over time where it's like, hey, I kind of think that I like maybe have some stuff to say and I've like learned some things over time. And it's like, what would it look like to start putting that stuff out? And so as a pastor in a local church, I have all sorts of places to put like my thoughts, my ideas out. And it's beautiful and wonderful. And it's a community of like real life people that we get to like do and live this transformation with. But as the years have gone by, I just wondered like, what are the opportunities outside of that? And what are the opportunities in a place like social media? And it's like, could I be someone who is able to figure that out? Could I be someone that could like do that? And anytime I asked myself the question, the answer just always quickly was like, no, don't do that. That is a big, bad, dark, scary place, Jeremy, that you don't really believe has a ton of value. There's definitely some value, but not a ton of value. But it's like, I just kind of always knew like there'd be opportunity there. There's like real people and like I feel like I could just say some things and just put it out there. And like the technology side of it has actually been something I've been quite interested in for most of my life. And so I just like, hey, what would it look like to make 1,000 videos in 1,000 days? And so I just decided to go for it. And I had just the great encouragement of my family. My wife's like, yeah, Jeremy, go for it. That'd be awesome. And my son, who's like, he's like actually a pro at this. Like I have a son who's actually a pro at this. And so he's helped me a lot. And he's like put like wind in my sails, like, yeah, you could do this, dad. And like he's helped me. He like helped me try to figure this out. And mostly he's just like his greatest help is like, dude, just don't stop. Just post every day and you'll be fine. And so all he really did was just like, dad, I don't really care how you do it. I just figure you'll figure it out. And also like just post every day. Consistency, just do it every single day. And I'm like, hey, I already believe in that. I already believe in like investing every day in something. And so I just put those two worlds together. It's like, hey, if there's like this place to like do this thing on the internet, it's like, okay, I'm gonna try to figure that out. But the other side of this is like, I can test my theory. Like, what if I do this for 1,000 days? I can test the power of compounding. And so it's basically like 1,000 day experiment to just see what will happen if I try to get good at this thing for 1,000 days, like every day. And it's actually like it actually is like a complicated process. It's not like a simple thing to like come up with an idea and to like actually film it and execute it and like work through the shame of like the 15 takes that it takes you to get that. And then like the shame of like actually rewatching yourself on the video and then like figuring it out and like putting it on the internet. And the first, I kid you not, the first 50 days were miserable. I haven't had that much self-doubt in years. I was riddled with self-doubt. I was riddled with talking myself into like being I'm a I'm a piece of crap who should never post a video on the internet ever. And it's like I didn't know who my audience was and I was just like just trying to figure this out and like directly addressing like a certain group of people. And it's like, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing at all. And the first few, like you can at your detriment, you can like watch them. And even that, like I still have that like voice of shame to like call that person who started that Jeremy started with video 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm still calling him names. What is that? Why do we do that? Because what I should be is insanely proud of that Jeremy. That dude made it through 10 and he kept going. That dude didn't quit. That dude's a rock star. But I look back at those videos and I just call them all sorts of names because they're just like, what are you doing? What even is that? But he just didn't stop. And it's like I remember there was this one moment at like video 25. There's this on TikTok. For me, it's funny. I don't know if it's funny to everyone else, but it's like it's always user 6794412 who's like because they're just completely anonymous. They're the ones that are the most like nasty and horrible, and they just get in the comment sections and just light it up with like vileness. And there was like this moment in video like 25 where like user 974 said something that was honestly, it was like PG version of meanness. It wasn't that bad, but it just like hit my soul. It's like, yeah, what am I doing? I'm 44-year-old who just doesn't like, it just simply does not value like, it's just such a low priority thing in my life to become something on social media. Like, nothing in my life changes if it goes nowhere or, like, explodes. And, my values, what I believe in is the stuff that matters the most, my wife, my kids, my local church ministry, my community, my friends right here, like, the people that I see face to face, the people that, like, I just can lock in and, like, do life with. That's the stuff. But now there's like this opportunity that's more broad, and it's like these people, this user 47912 is like, yo, you suck, man. And I'm like, yeah, right? I know, dude, you're like the only one who found me out so far. And it's like, it's crazy how shame works, right? You just like, you put yourself out there in a way that's like fearful and big and hard. And other people might not think it's that big of a deal, but it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter what other people think about it. It matters the way you're working through it. And if it's super hard for you, it's super hard for you. And anytime you can like power through that and not quit and just keep going and even look back at like, even if it was like bad work, even if it was like, wow, what was that? You did it and you didn't stop and you just kept going. And like, I'm really proud of that. And if you've been through like a journey where you've done something like that and you've just stuck with it, you should be super proud of yourself. Because like that's as is like this deep hypothesis that I have is like the people in life that just figure out how to do that and to just not stop and to just keep growing and like keep transforming, keep learning and like keep your curiosity meter up. Like those are the people that I mean, I'm just going to be super blunt. Those are the people that kick butt. Those are the people that have great success. Those are the people that have really strong and healthy relationships. Those are the people that get promoted all the time. Those are the people that like people want to succeed. And my take is like, what's stopping us from becoming that kind of person? I mean, the only thing in my life that has consistently stopped me from becoming that kind of person is, yeah, it's me. Totally. And that me who has stopped me a lot. And I wonder if that me is stopping you a lot. And so, like, what I've learned in this is like, you just keep going. You just make the first 10. And even if it's like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Just the courage that it took to just put that in the world for me. That was the great learning. Is the first, I would say, 50 videos. I learned courage. I learned that I can look something that I'm really afraid of in the face and I can say, yeah, I'm still going to do this. And so for me, it was posting 50 videos in 50 days and I did it and I looked it in the face and I won. And I just wonder what it is for you. Like what is that thing that you know you want to do? What is that thing you want to make? What is that thing you want to bring into this world? What is that thing that you want to grow in? What is that habit that you want to kick? And you're like, I know that I can do it, but I just keep losing. I just keep convincing myself that I can't. And I don't know. Like my faith informs me that it's just totally possible. Like I guess I'm starting to take those verses seriously. Like with God, anything is possible. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And it's like, yeah, you always gotta know where your power comes from. You always gotta know where the strength, the source of strength comes from. And like for me, that is just absolutely fundamentally informed by my faith in Jesus Christ. And who I see in Jesus Christ is like this one who just like keeps imploring people to like go for it. Like do it. Don't just talk about it. Like Peter, there's a storm crashing all about. Like, come on, man. Put your faith to test. Just walk out on the water. Come on. I don't know. Am I missing something when someone took like this great leap of action? I just read this morning when The woman with the alabaster jar of perfume, like, dumps it on Jesus' head, like, she just rolled up and, like, Jesus didn't stop her. She's like, "Go for it." Yeah, that's a beautiful thing that you did, and Jesus says is like, "May she always be remembered in all of human history." Like, I'm talking about her today because Jesus made sure that this was recorded because of that woman's faith, and she just went for it. She just went for it. I don't know. I think that's packed into faith. Like, actually taking a step into something that's really scary and just trusting that, like, God will help you figure this out, that you'll find things that He created within you that you can just find energy and strength from. I don't know. I don't know if this is for everyone. I'm pretty sure it's not. But I do know that there are people out there that, like, just understand completely and fully what I'm saying, and they're like, "Yeah, it's hard, but it's worth it." And so, yeah, now I'm 170 videos in. Today will be video 171, and it's pretty crazy. I've gone from, like, deep fear to, like, courage, and I was so proud of the courage that I found, and now I'm beginning to find, like, confidence. Like, I have this feeling like I belong here. It's okay. Like, Jeremy, you can contribute here. That's where I'm at now. And that's really a cool place to be. And I think just in general, like, bel believing that we belong here, believing that we can contribute here, believing that, like, hey, what I have to say in this thing that I can make, it might matter to somebody. And it's like, just to give you like a breakdown, because I find this interesting. I'm like kind of analytical and I like to even just understand how things work. I have this like deep curiosity to just figure out how things work. And so, just to give you like behind the scenes of like the process with what I've been doing is I essentially like come up with an idea for a video and then I make it, and then there's some minor editing that has to go into it, and then I post it to all three social media networks. The I say three, to me it's like if you're going to create video content, to me it's definitely the big three is TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And so I posted all 3, and it's really amazing, just, like, they all have been completely different experiences, where Instagram has kinda just been my, like, friends and family are there, and they, like, cheer me on, and it's, like, just kind of a small little thing, and it's kind of cool. And then in TikTok, it's, like, a little more widespread, a little wider audience, but still kind of, like, people I know, give or take, or yeah, just user 49742 with the snarky comments. But on YouTube, which by the way, if you would have asked me, "Hey, Jeremy, 170 days ago, which one would you love to see kind of the most progress, the most growth?" For me, 100% would have been YouTube, partially because like I also want to do like this is the stuff that I actually really want to do and really want to figure out, and this longer form stuff. And so like if you grow if you grow YouTube with the short form stuff, like hey, there'll be an opportunity possibly for a bigger audience for longer form stuff. It's kind of my thinking. And it's like yeah, I've almost reached like 1,000 subscribers. I don't know. That's cool. I mean, I guess everyone maybe has their own version of what success is, but if you would have told me at 170 videos, Jeremy, you'd have almost 1,000 subscribers and like kind of growing exponentially. Like there was like crickets for the first 100, and it's like, it's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm like, I never did it for actual like feedback like that. But if I'm being honest, I probably kind of did. And I think if I wouldn't have gotten like traction in that way, I don't know if I would have found the confidence that I currently have. And I bet that makes sense to some of you out there. But that's just kind of like the best way that I can describe it. But it's like I'm super encouraged by it. And I feel like, I mean, it's kind of become a bit exponential. And like, I don't know where it will go, but I also know that, like, if I make 1,000 videos and that's what, 830 more, I mean, is it going to grow or is it going to shrink? So, like, I guess just to give like the summary and bringing this all back together, it's like if you set out to do something every day and just like a thing that will cause you to grow, a thing that will cause you to make something new into the world, a thing that maybe you're afraid of, but you just know, okay, if I go for this thing and like set up these habits to do this thing on a regular occurrence, we should pose the question, it's like, what could happen? And the only way to test what could happen accurately is by actually making it happen. And so I would say go for it. Like, if you want to build something, just go. Just start with a day and make it doable. Like one video every day. And by the way, spoiler alert, I'm starting to do multiple videos a day. I would have never kept going. I would have never kept going if I tried to make multiple videos from day one. No way. It would have been overwhelming. It would have been too much. You could find a little courage, you find a little confidence, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, maybe I could press this a little bit harder and see if like if it helps the compounding, if it helps the growth, if it's like doable, if it's possible, if it's kind of in the realm, and also like what could happen. And what I've seen, I like did 2 for a week, and the last couple, like, I guess week, I've just threw a third one up on YouTube and TikTok. And it's kind of been exponential, the change. I think YouTube likes that. And so enough about kind of the inside of that, because to me that's much less interesting, but it definitely like paints the picture of like, here's the thing. Exponential growth is real. The power of compounding is real. We talk about it in terms of money, but I think it is life, faith. It's love. You want to have a beautiful, incredible marriage? Just invest in it every single day. Do one thing every day that just surprises your spouse. You'll see that compound big time, quickly. You want to get the promotion at work? Just do like one extra thing every day that like no one else is doing. People will notice. It'll be exponential. You'll get that promotion. That's right. Like you want to learn something about something, just that time where you're like mindlessly doing whatever, just instead pop up on YouTube like that thing and get smarter. Just like grow. It's like, I mean, that's just what I've like kind of given my life to do. It's like, okay, I just want to learn a bunch of stuff about bunch of stuff. And you just never know when that learning is going to come in handy. And like bringing that all the way back to ministry, like you never know when learning something about something is actually going to build a bridge for you to actually show someone the love of Jesus. That's what's so crazy is like the more deeply read you are, the more widely curious you are about a bunch of stuff, you can kind of find yourself relating to a lot of different people. And like you can create connections with people that all of a sudden, like, hey, you really feel like you're connected. And then all of a sudden, through that connection, you have opportunity to just not only model the way of Jesus, but to like show it to them, teach them. And so for me, this is like all deeply interconnected. And yeah, I guess I'm just like a part of these podcasts is like I'm gonna bring you guys in on the journey. And like, hey, if if you've joined in, seriously, thank you. Yeah, it means a lot to me. And I'm not a robot. Like I'm a sentimental guy and I like have like I emote deep and I'm like passionate and I ebb and flow. And so like I'm not sure that I'm not sure that my skin is thick enough to just like endure the full throttled, unfiltered internet. But the crazy thing is I've made these things like there's been so many of you and especially you, the 25-minute crowd. If you're still in on this, you know, you are this person that I'm about to talk about. You've been the one who's kept me going with this because you're like 90% of you are like people that really know me. And for whatever reason along the way, you've like cared what I have to say. And that means a lot to me. You mean a lot to me. And most of you because we're like real life friends. But like, yeah, I don't know. I just want to be real about that. There's like a real emotion to this. And it's not just like just not going to be a robot in this. I don't know how to be a robot in this. And you've probably figured that out that like, yeah, I'm just going to be as real as I can be and use the best words that I have to express that. So anyway, you made it 26 minutes in. I've already addressed you, amazing, world-changing heroes. Yeah, you're just awesome. And the word for the day is exponential. Exponential. Put that in the comment section. We'll just have fun with it. You all have had fun with it. And the word is exponential. And that's it.